Welcome everybody to Quest World. This is hyperdash Dasher series. This is the first episode, so basically I'm going to be talking to different hyperdash players, which I call dashers, and I'm going to just talk to them about the game, talk to them about what's going on, and just different techniques and skills. It's an exciting game. I want to bring more attention to it, and this is what I thought about. Not only that, but not only is it a dope game, it takes a lot of skill to know about the game, but there's a lot of other stuff going on in the chats with the leagues and the clans and all this stuff going on. But with no further, with no more further ado, whatever the fuck the word is. I just smoked a little bit, so you know how I get. I got my first guest, the first Dasher in the Dasher series. I got the homie in the place to be, coming to you live, causing the most drama up to be. I got the homie Fathead.
What up?
What's up, Fathead? How you doing?
Oh, swell as hell, man. You swell as hell as well?
Hey, you know how it is. I feel swells, wells, alls, wells, and bells, and hells. And speaking of hells, what's going on, man? Is it Hell's Hitman? Is it the Elites? What clan do I put at the beginning of this?
I'm not any clan anymore, man. Now I'm just a mercenary. Elites, my Elite's the thing I started up, but it wasn't meant to be a thing ever, and we were gelling like felons together, and we're like, fucking, let's start killing people under different names. I think the most fun I had in all of the different name shit was we played as cheerleaders, or we played as like Valley Girls one day.
And what was the names?
It was like me, Chapo, and two others. I can't remember what we did, but it was like Stacy, Rebecca, and Jessica or some shit. And I was like dancing around, like cheering in the lobby and shit for people, and we played as Powerpuff Girls. Obviously, everyone saw that. Yeah. And then the Pew Pew Pews, which I had to play against that shit. I wasn't one of the pews. I had to play against them, and it drove me nuts.
Because you knew who the Pew Pew Pews were.
Yeah. Well, no, it drove me nuts because they're all the same fucking name, man. You know how frustrating it is when the opponents are all the same name?
Yeah.
So frustrating. Wait, I was a pew. What was the other one that we did? We were all fucking same name. The very first Elite versus HH match. It was pretty much like a WWF show, man. Like, cause the 10 of us, 5 of us were in HH, and 5 of us weren't. So we just fought each other, but we played for HH, getting the name for getting name out there for Hell's Hitmen, and we got fucking whooped because Despair was on the other team eating us.
So let's go back to the beginning, because I understand what's going on, but I'm pretty sure my audience is like, what the fuck are they talking about? So
yeah,
hyperdash, I'm pretty sure everybody's been seeing me streaming or uploading a few videos here and there about this dope game that I got in this Oculus Quest. Oculus Quest is a self-contained virtual headset. You don't need a computer, you just need the headset and to download the game. And then these dope people made this game, and they put it online for people to use for free, and that's how we're able to play. So
yeah, very good devs,
dude. It's awesome. So hyperdash is you basically you can walk around like in a normal game. You can look around and all that stuff. You can use the joysticks, but you can also teleport to different spaces as well as grind rails. And the point of the game is you double wield pistols, or you double wield whatever weapons you get, and you shoot, and you gotta kill the other opponents. It's 5-on-5 usually, and for a long time, Fathead knows, it was not that much out there as far as competition. We were just killing it.
I remember back in late December, early January when I first got it, and like a control point map and Chapo. I vividly remember his name. Like, I wasn't on Discord at that point. I had no clue who any of the people were I was playing, but me and him went toe to toe a couple different times on that control map. So there's people that have been around since Alpha 2, Alpha 1 even, but for a while there, it kind of got slow, and then Oculus Quest had a video made by the Oasis guy. Whole bunch of people showed up for about a week or two.
Oh, really?
And then it slowed down again after that. A lot of them stuck around. If you ask people in the community where they heard it from, anyone that's doing very well probably saw it from the Oasis video, because they've been here since then.
Okay.
And so they've had time to practice. The learning curve is so weird with this game, because you're like, what the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? And then you hit this moment where you just understand that you have to use your dashes. That's it. The dashes are what makes the game different. The ability, and when you say dash, anyone that has played VR, you would just know it as like a teleport. But for me, I picture a teleport like I'm here and now I'm here, and there's no distinction as to how that happened. I teleported.
And it's it's different.
Yeah, it's like a any other VR game uses it like an arc jump, an arc teleport, and you get 3 of those, and you just got to use them wisely. When you come up and someone's staring right at you, don't just shoot. You never just shoot at them. You got to choose which direction are you going. You've probably seen those videos online, people being like, you have to point and look at different directions at the same time, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And like, if you look at the same way, then you lose. That's the same thing with this. If you come up, you see someone, you jump to the right, and they happen to jump to the left, they'll be right in front of you. Yeah. It's all about predicting where your opponent's going to be and getting yourself at a better vantage point. Get the high ground like Obi-Wan, man. It's all...
So
you got it.
So how'd you find out about this game to begin with? Because it's not like it was on
Reddit.
Reddit. Okay, you saw it on Reddit, and then how soon were you in? Was it Alpha 1?
Oh, see, I don't know if it was Alpha 1. I think it was Alpha 2.
Did the submachine gun have 32 bullets?
It was green.
But
I think I played it right before then also.
Because in the beginning, the submachine gun had 32 bullets, and it used to murk people, and I used to love that shit.
I used to go for it every single time I spawned. I would go for that green one. I don't go for it very often anymore. I only go for it now for the game has been lasting a long time, and I just get bored and want to use something different. But dude, lately the shock pistols though, I've been having a blast with the shock pistols.
Oh, I seen you. I watched you. I followed you on the shit.
The start of the blue double shock pistols. It's such a good time. Their little robot bodies just flying all over the place in the air. Shit, there's 3 of them on the payload. Just put 2 bombs right in the middle of them.
And they just added that ragdoll physics recently to Alpha 3 or something. They added it in. But
if you're not killing yourself at the end of yellow with a shock pistol, you're doing it wrong.
So when you started playing the game, did you just get to it like right away? Like you were just like, oh, this is at home, or did it take some learning curve? Because for me, like the railing and the dashing, I would have like flashbacks while I'm at work, standing still, like feeling like I'm moving, like I had like side effects kind of. Did you have any? Did you just take to it right away?
I dove really hard into Beat Saber and Pistol Whip and shit in general.
Okay.
When I got this Quest, I got it for my kid because he really wanted one. I had a Samsung Gear that came with my S8 when I got my S8.
Yeah.
And it was cool, you know. I had some zombies game on there that was free, but nothing that ever I was like, man, I got to put that on again. You know what I mean? It was kind of uncomfortable on your face. The frame of view isn't fucking that big, and this shit, man, this Quest, every game that you play on there that's high rated, it's just fucking mind blowing. And you try to explain it to people that still play Xbox, it's like I play the fuck out of Xbox still.
Yeah.
But people that are like thinking that VR is not good shit, it's like you just don't know. You haven't put it on long enough, because if you put one of those on for an hour, man, I don't know many people that would say it's not fun.
People are, they get motion sickness. Or another thing I always ask people is like when they say they tried VR, I go, what version? What did you try exactly? Because if you tried cardboard or the Samsung Gear, you might have it might have not felt good. But if
it's not the same.
If you try the PSVR, that's kind of close. But once you try Quest, I get the same reaction from everybody.
See, I've never had to do PS. I've never got a chance to play PlayStation 1.
No, the PlayStation VR. Yeah. It's nice. I've tried it. I played it before I played the Oculus. What I liked about it was that you were able to look back. You were able to tilt your head around. You were able to like kind of like, it was nice 3 degrees, because I was used to cardboard and I was used to the daydream. But I get the same reaction from everybody who puts the Quest on. They always put it on and they say, wow. Like,
well, for anyone that's discouraged by motion sickness, though, I would say that the best thing to start on getting used to virtual reality is a game that moves to you, not a game that you move in or move from place to place, because that's where your brain starts like thinking that it's really you that's doing the shit. You know, if you're standing on a platform cutting bricks in half as they come towards you in music, you're gonna get more acclimated to the whole concept of virtual reality.
I get what you're saying. So,
man, Pistol Whip. I credit Pistol Whip with a lot of my skill in hyperdash. Also,
right.
You know, I'm not dashing in Pistol Whip, but I am quickly having to move and shoot different guys that come out like super hot guys. You know, they come out randomly, and you just have to be really quick at your aim, and you get more points for headshots. So it was extreme good practice to use pistol whip, and then also space pirate trainer.
Space Pirate, I loved it. I got that demo and I loved that game. I was digging it a lot. But the first game I bought was I think it's called Drop Dead or something. Dead
Zombie games in general.
Yeah, the zombie game, because it was a multiplayer and it had a lot of levels. I really liked that game. And then I
can't say anything bad about that game. Like, the game's cool, but the multiplayer was the only thing that I was kind of not happy with, because I was excited about the multiplayer, and then it was just, you just have to stand in one place and fight.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be stuck in the ground.
That was annoying, because if you even step a little bit outside of the ring, then it gets mad at you. But so the next game that I got before I really got into hyperdash was that Siriento. That one with the ninja, cyber ninja.
Dude, that was the first game that gave me the motion sickness.
Okay, so
you're up on that ledge, and they're like, kill the man below you, jump down like a ninja and hit him. And I was like, all right. I walked off the ledge and my stomach went into my fucking mouth. I was just like, oh, what the fuck? You know, because it feels like you're jumping off a fucking building the first time you do it. It's like, that's why those plank experiences sell in the first place.
Hey, but what I was saying is that, like, when I bought that game, I really was pissing me off, because I was like, fucking shit, dude, they keep killing me fast. It was the first level and I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah. And then I started hopping around, doing flips, killing with my sword, and I go, oh, I get. So now in that game, I don't know if you know, but if you put your hands up and double jump, you'll do a backflip.
Yeah.
And it'll slow down everything. And so I like being upside down and start shooting motherfuckers while I'm flipping over them.
Did you figure that out just the other day? Like, within the last week?
No.
Because I just figured that the flip shit I just figured out like 3 nights ago. My son was playing it, and when I put the quest on, he had not closed out of it, so it was still on. I was like, oh, Siriento, it's been a fucking while. And so I just made a loadout really quick and jumped into a level, and I did it on accident. I'm sitting there shooting, and I jumped up, and I was like shooting something up here, and since my hands went above my head, it went fucking backward. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
The first time you watch that, it's super disorienting. Like, you don't know what the fuck is going on or what to think. But once you get the hang of it, you're like, fuck, I could do anything in the world. Like, you feel like a champion, bro. But I found out because I played the game and I was upgrading my guy a lot, and I was trying to get more and more jumps because I wanted to jump higher. And it tells you in that when you upgrade that you could do that. Maybe your son upgraded his character and that's how he got it, and you were able to do that all of a sudden.
He was messing around in the settings. So, because you have to turn the flip ability on in the settings.
Oh, you're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah, right away. And there's a whole bunch of settings in that game that I turned on after I saw that. And, like, you can adjust where you slide height so that you don't have to fucking crouch way down.
Exactly. You're 100% right.
I mean, the culmination of games on the Quest, if you choose the right ones properly, you train yourself to be good at hyperdash. Because hyperdash is the smush together of every concept of VR.
That was my point of saying all that.
I mean, if I was just gonna smush this together with fucking like Echo stuff, like if there's zero gravity fucking fighting in this, that would be the culmination of everything. But yeah, it's definitely the most fun game. So shooter-wise, for sure.
Getting back to hyperdash, that and you hit the nail on the head, man. That's what I was gonna say to these people. Is like all these games that we love on the Quest that are polished and in the store. There's this one free game that these devs, I don't know how long they took, but it's amazing. And once you get into it, you're not gonna want to play anything else. The adrenaline, the speed. Whenever I do my videos, I try to capture that adrenaline, that chase, that feeling of being shot and like being like it's so abrupt and like disorientating, like. All of a sudden, you're rushing and boom, you're dead. And it's like, right, it stops.
Yeah, it's definitely quick. The free aspect of it is fantastic. I mean, side quests in general, all the free applications and things free. Since the VR is just, starting its life, everything's kind of cheap. And there's a lot of different testing you can get into. But hyperdash is by far... the best. I can't wait to pay them money, to be completely honest. Yeah. I feel like I've been like using them. You know what I mean? Really? It's like they have given me so many hours of excitement and fucking murder that I feel like I owe him at least like a beer, you know what I mean, or
No,
like a
absolutely.
pizza.
Yeah, and I wonder if there's a way we could donate to the development for now and then buy the game as well. Like do both.
They won't. They don't want it. Well, I mean, I can't say that they wouldn't want it because who doesn't want money? But they want. I feel like they're really prideful, and that's why it's such a good game.
Yeah.
They're not gonna do something until they know for sure that it's gonna be good, and yeah, even the sprint, man, the whole controversy with the sprint, it's the best way it could have been done if you know if you're gonna have it. The tweaking of the thumbstick sounds like is gonna happen in some manner. I think they're gonna address the community issue with that, but that guy just killed me in the video. Did you see that?
No, I missed it, but I believe you. This video is brought to us by somebody. I'll talk about it later. It's alright.
Yeah, no, I was just like, I randomly looked up there and I saw him shoot me in the face, and I was like, oh, all right.
But so what Fathead's talking about is in this version is there's 5 versions out, and in each version they've added features and taken away things and done different things, obviously modifying the game. In this recent version, they added the ability to sprint, which means you click in the left joystick and your character will either run fast or grind the rails quicker. It'll give you a rail boost. Now the problem is that what everybody hates is it takes away from your dash meter.
No, so this is for me, my personal like where I take issue is in such a small thing, and it's not their fault, and it's not half the community doesn't understand because they don't do this, or maybe not even half, probably 3/4 don't do it, but there's a quarter of us out there that just clench, and it's not like we like want to squeeze our controllers really hard as we're getting into a situation, but it just happens subconsciously, and it's not something you can really change. So when I get into a fight with someone and I have purposely saved my dashes in a way to like have a plan of escape or have a plan of attack, and then I accidentally end up going around in circles, I'm like, oh shit. And I'm just like, and then I try to jump away and I can't fucking jump away because I used my juice fucking sprinting. Yeah. So it kind of throws a wrench in the spokes sometimes, but so it is a cool feature, and it does speed things up, and it's going to be a good addition. Just we have to find a way to change the button mapping or some shit. I don't know.
So your beef is more with the button mapping, which is another controversy about the sprint. They want to be able to move the position from the left joystick to another button. Your beef is with the button mapping and not with the fact that it takes away dashes, because I've heard somebody say that maybe they could add a separate meter for sprint, and then that way you could have both and then use that as a technique. What do you think about that idea?
I think I don't know about having 2 separate, because then you're going to get the mixture of sprint and dash, and I feel like it's
too fast.
It's almost crossing the threshold of too fast. Like this game is like the perfect amount of fast pace, or I felt it was previously. The sprint turned up that dial a little bit closer to 11, and I don't think we should hit 11. I think you should probably just stay in this area and let them be 2 separate things. Like you can already throw a dash at the, like if you're sprinting with full meter, you can throw those 2 dashes into it, but you're going to be out of dashes. So, I mean, most people shouldn't do that. A lot of people do, and this is how they die, I suppose.
So now getting back into the game, when did you start getting, you're playing the game, you're getting a feel, you're enjoying the game. When did you start getting like into the competitive side of it? Like started thinking like, damn, this is a legit.
Well, it's going to be.
Are you always competitive?
I would imagine. No. I mean, I think people have probably heard me say in the servers in general that no one's coming to your house with a trophy tomorrow. No one's going to bring you a check in the morning and say, oh my gosh, you did so good in Hyperdash last night. Here's your check. You know,
hey, speak for yourself, man. Speak for yourself. I mean, I got Tom Jones at my door giving me checks and trophies.
Yeah. He's like, I saw your clips. You were the best I've ever seen in Hyperdash. Here's a check.
Hyperdash.
No, like, even when it does become competitive, though, I'm not like that. You know, video games have been a part of my life since I was like, my brain turned on and my brother was like, here, you're Luigi, you know, like, and so it's been a part of my life, and me and my son play games together, and I'm just not going to have anger be part of it, you know. I don't have time for that shit. A smile. Fucking... Yeah, the competitive aspect of it, though, having a team of people that you know are going to kick ass next to you is definitely a good feeling. But am also super interested in helping the people that don't know what the fuck they're doing, you know, get going. I love teaching lobbies, honestly. And
For,
so
for me,
hopefully get a training seminar shit going on sometime.
when I got into it, I was just trying to. At first, obviously, I was getting murked, and the reason I don't play a lot of online games like Call of Duty and all these other games is because I don't have the time and patience to put into a game to be dope to be able to compete online because it gets too much. You get like Fortnite. I don't even try. I only do it for fun, for jokes. But what I was gonna say about hyperdash is I was just trying to play and I was just trying to stay alive. I was just trying not to kill, and then after you get past that phase, I was like, it got fun when you actually got started killing people over and over and over and over and over again.
When did you start playing?
Alpha One, Alpha
Oh
One.
shit!
I heard about
So
it through.
do you ever remember seeing me in those early days?
No, I don't. That's the thing is I don't remember Fathead too much.
Well, here's the other thing: is like I don't know for sure that I was playing under Fathead.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I don't remember.
The
I
one-
probably was, or maybe the real Fathead, but the E's were threes. There's a good chance that was it.
I've been Dre Day since the time I put the thing on, but
I think I remember fighting you.
the one person I remember fighting for sure was Johnny Five.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he yelled at me because I kept shooting him from the distance. It was in the beginning, like we didn't know better.
I remember seeing Despair for the first time too.
Oh yeah, man. So
And honestly, and I think this probably goes for a couple people, man. Despair was probably the reason that a lot of people are like, all right. I'm going to figure this out, and I'm going to kill that fucking guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's going down. And so, like, killing him always feels like an achievement. I mean, Chem's bomb, too. I mean,
let's get into
these people.
Let's get into the competition now that you talked about that. So, Despair,
Yeah.
I probably noticed them for sure doing Alpha 3 or Alpha 2. Whenever they brought out the they got rid of Control Point and they brought in Domination. When they first brought in Domination. So that's when I started noticing Despair because he was killing the shit out of me on Gray's stage. It
Yeah.
was crazy.
The previous build was a marathon on Gray that very seldomly would be less than 20-minute game.
I was there for that. Yeah.
Dude, it was so exhausting. Like, there'd be times where I'd die and I'd be back in the spawn and I would just set the controllers down and sit and, like, shake my hands like, oh my god, I can't fucking shoot people anymore. This is so much. Fucking A. And you got all these kids, man. Like you're saying, these Fortnite kids, these Call of Duty kids. We grew up first with the fucking Super Nintendo controller, and then we got the fucking N64 weirdest controller ever, or GameCube weirdest controller ever. These kids are being... Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was out when some of the kids that play with us were born. You know what I mean? They're going to be... They're going to be better at everything. Because they're children and they have all the time in the world. We have to like work and shit, you know?
No, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't have the I mean, on top of working, I got other shit to do, as you know, the Super Audio Network. So I can't be online and do this game right here, though. I felt like a duty to promote this and make media. I felt like I had to do something. And since I can't be the best, because obviously, getting into that later, the clan and everything, I was like, well, if I can't be the best, I've met the best, I kick it with the best, then at least I could use my skills or my abilities to the best,
dude,
and create this content. But
I don't use Facebook or anything, so you should feel like joy and know that I came on here.
Hey, thank you, dude. I really do appreciate it.
Like, I have like social media anxiety, if that makes sense.
No, it does.
Like,
it does. I have a bunch of. I'm not saying you're an anarchist or
no,
that type of person,
I don't like
but I have people.
I feel like people are always oogling. You know what I mean? And you don't know, they could be oogling right now. They could be oogling anytime. You put your pictures up on shit, people are like just oogling at you. You know, I just don't like ooglers.
Yeah, you don't want to put your shit out there like that.
No doubt. What was I gonna say? Oh, one thing I am proud of is that like the kids. I don't even want to call them kids. The guys that are in here that are younger, you know, high school dudes are cool shit. Odd running the shit out of 4D. You know, he's got 6 classrooms full of people, like adults and teenagers, and even some kids that he's trying to teach. That's stressful as hell, I can imagine. And so he's kicking ass. And you got fucking HH, bunch of dudes there's people from all over the world also playing this shit, you know. Muley, he's from New Zealand. Me and him have a fucking blast killing people. Fucking people are everywhere, man. It's nuts. And yeah, it does feel good to be in the group of people that know what they're doing and are good, because in a year from now, when this game's fucking huge, when it drops on Oculus, there's gonna be a lot of really good people that do this for a living, playing. So it's nice to feel good for now, because they're gonna come eventually.
So what happened was I was like, this game was just like, I was just loving it so damn much, and I went into the Discord and I put up like, hey, anybody who I have this show called Quest World where I'm gonna talk about Quest games, and I would love to interview anybody about this game. And that's when I met Husky, and he was like, yo, I'm down to do your interview or whatever. And then I was like,
Husky's
cool.
the shit.
It was cool.
Husky's the shit, dude.
And then that's when I noticed that Chapo hit me up, and I've seen El Chapo all the time in the rooms. I kept saying, hey, what's up, El Chappy? What's up?
Yeah.
Because he was always killing me, or I was killing with me. So I noticed he hit me up on Discord, and that's when he told me about Hell's Hitman, and that's how I ended up in this group. But honestly, I ended up early, because if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have been able to there, because later on I seen that the skills was just through the roof.
The skills through the roof, but that's just because the way that you got to pull people in is exactly how Chapo was doing it. He's like, you don't just invite any person. You wait until someone goes toe to toe with you, and you say, yo, how long you been playing? And they're like, oh, I just got this couple days ago. And you're like, all right, got my eye on you. And then you get at them and say, hey, we want to kill people with people that know how to kill people. Let's kill people together. And most of the time people will be like, fuck yeah, let's do that shit,
Mm-hmm. So how did El Chapo contact you?
Well, we had talked in main chat at one point, I think, but when I sent out a message and I tagged like 16 people in it, just people that I had played with and talked to, like had conversations with in game, and just asked if anyone had a quest, or like asked if everyone was using Quest or if they were using a different rig. And the people that got back to me were the leaders of like each clan and shit. And like Chem, Maniac got back to me, Chapo got back to me, and so then we ended up in a group and we were bullshitting. We played cards, and we got the rest of the group together. We just were like, who's cool? Who do we chill with? Who do we go toe to toe with? And who do we want to bring in on this secret of Puff?
Okay, so you were all this was going on before you were in Hell's Hitman?
Yeah, but see, I was in Geezer. I started the Boof Troop, and the only person to join Boof Troop was Despair. So that was like the first time me and Despair had like talked and shit, and so I knew to get him in on it right away. But I had the Boof Troop, and then at the same day that I made that, which was like 5 days after HH was formed, Geezer formed on the same day as Boof Troop, and as everyone can tell, Chem is a goddamn media genius with the shit he posts. So no one joined the Boof Troop except for Despair. So I closed Boof Troop down and joined Geezer, just to have a community of people that were fucking good shit. And I was pretty much just a mercenary, because I told Geezer when I joined in there too that I was like, I'm not gonna always play with Geezer as my tag, because I just kind of like killing everybody, but I want to be in here. And Ken was like, fuck yeah, that's fine. Just be in here. And then Chapo was talking about trying to be more competitive, and Geezer's more relaxed, just hang out, and hey, we'll compete when there's competing to do, And so I just switched over to HH, but stayed in Geezer. And then I was in 4D.
So you're
I was in all three of them, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So at this point, you're in every clan.
Yeah.
Okay.
When during the first time that Puff was out there and stuff, I realized that I was still in 4D also, and I can't remember what I posted in there. Oh, I said this isn't where I parked my car. And everyone was like, the fuck was he doing in here? So, I'm like, oh shit, man, I've been in here forever.
So you were the spy with the 4D, and everybody caught you, and you had to take off because you still had your clan on?
No, well, yeah, it wasn't even spying. I fucking didn't even realize I was in there either. And then when I realized it, I just said, oh, this isn't where I parked my car, and then I left right away. But yeah, I was in HH, and the elite shit's just like we decided to fuck around with everybody and like kind of stoke competitive in the community. You know what I mean? Get the idea of, hey, someone's challenging people out there. And
So
like RDF was fucking crazy to fight against. HH, the team that they fucking threw at us that day, I didn't play the first match.
hold on. So what it was going on is that so HH forms a big ass group. They get all these people in. And then like you said, Chapo mentioned the competitive gene started forming like different strategies, different techniques started coming up with, like, because they were getting ready for what was eventually going to become some sort of competition, tournament, league, something they knew that was coming down the line. Because and this is all before Alpha 5.
And then I enacted a plan to stoke the fire of competition.
Yeah. But before Alpha 5 came out, the servers were open, competition was slim. There was only 3 clans that were very competitive, that were worth doing anything. And then once Alpha 5 came out, they put it in this thing called Side Quest, which is, if you can't get in an Oculus store, the next best thing is Side Quest, because you could get anything in there and they're not going to regulate you. So once they got it in there, thousands of people. It went from 8 servers to 15 servers. All these rooms filled up, and now there's this big ass group.
15K downloads. I just checked before this.
And then all these people started playing. All the rooms are full, and then that's when I noticed the tournaments and the leagues getting like super intense on the HD Discord. Everybody was talking about getting ready for this eventual build up to a league. And before we found out,
Lateralis put together that league. That's fucking very legit. Also,
before I found out about that specifically, or maybe before it was technically created, we're at this point right now where Fathead's saying that he wanted some competition, or he wanted to stoke the fires of competition. Go ahead.
Dude, yeah, I don't know. Lat didn't say anything about making that, and when he showed it to us in the elite.
So did he show it to you before you did this?
No. This just happened within the last week. He just all of a sudden was like, "Hey, check this out. You guys tell me what you think. Should I try to start this league?" And like, he had worked on it for like fucking hours and hours, like making channels and servers in there and shit. It's definitely well polished. And
but we'll talk about that right now. Right after we talk about what happened. I'm trying to give everybody a timeline, so we don't get all mixed up, because we only got a few more minutes before we got to end this bitch. We're probably not going to get to the gameplay, but that's not important. So right now we're at the point where you want to stoke the fires of competition. What was going on? What happened?
We started playing as all the different fucking groups. The idea was that we would just choose a theme every time.
Yeah.
Whether it be Powerpuff Girls, and we put Puff. That was the match. Like, Chapo was like, "Hey, whoever's on, come fuck up this Puff clan. They're fucking me up," or some shit in the main chat.
Now, was Chapo Puff at that time, or he wasn't?
Yeah. So yeah, it was just a way to like get the community to rally against these mysterious people that were playing under Powerpuff Girls, or were playing under cheerleader names and dancing around, or were playing under Ninja Turtles, or everyone 420 characters. And I was Towley for that shit. Like fucking, "You're a towel." Tons of people that I'm killing and shit.
I played against you. I played against Towley.
Yeah.
And I was even thinking, like, are these fools potheads? Is that the Puff meme? Because I thought it was Powerpuff. I couldn't really tell. But
it was Cheech Chong, Towley, Snoop, and then what did
Puff
Chapo,
the Magic Dragon? Did
Chapo? I can't remember. Chapo's MO was he would always be the one that didn't really make sense with everyone else's. I can't remember one example in particular, but he was always fucking not on theme properly. Like, he would choose the wrong person and shit.
So what you're saying is, when you said the WWF, like, you were like trying to be the heels, that's what you meant by putting all these people against the fictitious villain to see what was going to happen.
Yeah. So and then we just ended up getting challenged, not by, like, we challenged 4D, and it didn't happen yet. I mean, Elite's going to play now at some point, and so will HH, and so will hopefully other teams that join this league. But at that point, HH challenged us. Like, someone in HH chat was like, "Hey, Chapo, we can't let these guys fucking keep talking and keep doing this shit." And Chapo was like, "Fucking right, we can't. Let's fuck them up," you know? And so the first fight was like WWF. You know, it wasn't staged with who was going to win, but we were just like, let's just fight each other. Half of us will actually, stunt for HH. and the other half just go fucking chong 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 or pew 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 or whatever the fuck we decided on. And
Now, why'd you guys do that? Just to mess with people, or you just want people to know your style and who it was?
well, no, that we didn't even know the guys that repped HH. So what it was me, Chapo, Maverick, Jax, and Maestro wore our HH tag.
Okay.
And we were in a separate Discord from the other five, and so we had no fucking clue that they were about to pull that shit. And we were like, "What the fuck is this? They're all fucking pew pew or fucking whatever they were."
So who was that in that first game? Do you know?
Well, that in what first game?
The first time pew 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 fought. Like,
oh yeah, it was Chem Maniac and Despair, 678, and Lateralis.
Okay, and then that was against the HH guys. That was the A team first, because I know the B team came in second.
Well, and we didn't want to. There was like the only part of it that was hard to do was saying that us five were the best in HH, because there's some motherfuckers in HH that are just as good as all five of us, you know. And so we were like, well, how do we explain that? That they want these five, and I'm like, I'll just fucking make this account and fucking call out specific people. And yeah, so we just did that. I was Vince McMahon, pretty much.
Okay.
And Despair was the Undertaker, apparently, and he fucking choke slammed me and beat us.
Fathead was pulling most of the strings during this first match. Now the second match, I seen it unfold because there's some other characters, some other HH guys wanted to get in and get a battle in. Now, who was involved in the second game? The supposed B team, but it wasn't the B team. It was just the second match.
Well, I get high a bunch, so I don't have necessarily the best memory, so I don't even know exactly who played. I feel like I might have played both games, but part of me thinks that I only played the second game because someone had to leave. But I don't even fucking remember.
Okay.
I just know that I was on top. Oh wait, no, yeah, I played the first round because I was the top pew. I was the top pew on blue, and I was like, haha, motherfuckers, I'm the top pew, and I was laughing at all the other people on my team.
And this is and so yeah, I saw that match. I recorded it. If you guys want to check it out, I think because the reason I've been recording these and only uploading them to Unlisted so that we have the links to watch them, or people in Discord, is because the guys are kind of shy about their technique or their gameplay. So that, but from now on,
in a sense,
from now on in the future, I'm gonna start uploading regular content, and I'll explain why in a minute. Because now we're gonna get into this next part. So now that I have that match, I'm gonna release it so people can watch it, so they could. So this interview kind of makes sense for the people who don't play the game. But so
the pew pew match, you're saying?
Yeah, I have the second one when Style Dev, CT, I forgot who else was in that match, but
CT versus 678, that sniper battle, dude. Like that, as we were setting up that match, that's all we were talking about. We're like, dude, once we play yellow and CT and fucking 678 are gonna go head to head with snipers from the tops of those bases, and it was so fucking intense. Every single one of us was like cramped, sweating, fucking. It was a rough match. Like those guys, hats off to them because it was fucking. They put up a fight on yellow.
And who won?
Pew. Well. Elite Pew
so
ended up
678
winning,
got that one.
The sniper match. I don't even know the exact fucking tally there, but I know that they were both killing a lot of people. I fucking hate when one of those two's at the opposite end, fucking looking at my head as I'm jumping out.
And yeah, the second match with Pew 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 or Puffs, whatever you want to call them, they won both challenges. Let's just say challenges, the first time and the second time. So they're kicking ass. And I remember
this isn't a fuck. What do you call it? I'm not trying to like beef myself up or the elite up, but so far everything that we've set up has been a win. Even when we played ourselves, we beat ourselves.
So now you guys have done this, and then so so you've mentioned the elites a few times. If you don't know, the HH is a clan, H4D is a clan. And now Elites is not a clan. So tell me when the Elite starts forming. When does the idea of the Elites come into your mind?
Is
it before or after the league?
Before or after what?
Before or after the league is talked about and created.
Oh well, I fucking was jokingly calling us the first the first theme that we were gonna use was gonna be fucking deadly diseases, like COVID-19, fucking smallpox, and like just people were just gonna just do different names. But that was my dumb idea. And Kem is a good dude, and he's like, I don't really want it. Or Kem or Maniac, one of them was like, I don't really think that we should be naming ourselves infectious diseases that people might know people that they died from. Like, all right, well, now I know where your guys' bar's at, you know.
I have no shame.
Yeah, exactly. But so then the ill, that's why it's spelled ILL, because I am good with wordplay, or not good with it. I just think that way constantly. I have fucking stupid brain.
I know, I get it. I like it. I like it. So the elites are created kind of based on what? Like based on the people you've played with, or based off the Puff Clan? Like you guys just basically transferred over to Elite?
Yeah, well, no, we were just all bullshit in there. We played Cards Against Humanity on Altspace. Like, Altspace is the shit, too. I don't know if you ever go on there.
I checked it out, but I didn't have, like, before Hyperdash, I had no friends on Quest. None.
Yeah. No, see, and that Altspace is, you have to be in there with people. And you can meet people in the community, and there's a lot of cool people there. But if you go into it with people, it's a good time. You can set up, Cards Against Humanity and play that shit against each other. You just go in there and bullshit. If everyone's just drinking and you just want to bullshit and just sit, you can just do that. I mean, there's a lot of cool shit. But, yeah, we played cards on there. We played poker. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
And so
cut some of their heads off in fucking Iron Lights.
Iron Lights. Oh, okay.
Dude, I hit that pen 2 more times. Like, my brain's like slowly starting to like fucking slow down here for you.
All right, don't know. We only got a few more minutes for this show, and it's up to you. You want to do the sobriety show me? You don't have to. But let's get into it real quick. So then, Lateralus, he comes up with this great, basically doctrine that basically explains how the league is going to operate and run, and the level of skills that's going to be created. He wants less of a clan, like less of 34 people, like picking 5.
It's more of this is just a tournament to play with anybody. It's a community thing. And I think like another thing that could be done is if we picked, say 6 to 8 people in the community at random roll, and then they'd be captains, and then they go into a separate Discord and just pick people. No one ever knows who was picked when or any of that. It's not like on the playground for dodgeball, you know what I mean? But they get their team based on that, and you just build and then have a big war within the community. You play with new people, you make friends, you teach people stuff.
So is that was because what I understood it was, is he trying to create a league in the sense like where we have the LA Galaxy, the football club, all that stuff. You would have the elites. You would have the what is it, 4DV? I think it is 4D Advanced.
Yeah.
You would have these different leagues, and it would just be a roster of players that would.
Or it gives the ability to be in multiple parts of the community. And I was still in HH until this morning, and that was just more of a, I don't want to be too many places at once. Like I'm not in 4D anymore. I'm not in HH anymore. I'm not in Geezer's chat anymore. That's more of a I hate staring at my fucking phone on Discord thing more than anything.
Yeah, no.
Being in all these different places and reading, I'm taking shits that are like 20 minutes long because I'm reading Discord thing. I can't be doing this no more.
So like the league is pretty dope. I like the idea. I like the concept, and for me, I just want to see some action in tournaments. We'll get into the controversy a little bit, but just to mention that Lateralus, is that his name? Lateralus,
I think. I don't know. I call him Lat. I call 6786. I'm lazy as fuck, dude.
Yeah, me too.
I just call you Dre. I ain't saying Day. You can know that.
That's okay. I would have said D, but
I would have said D. He says
L is he contacted me because he liked the media I was promoting or creating, and so I'm gonna be the official, or not official, but I'm gonna be working with them and creating the media and the content and streaming it so everybody could watch it. And me and the homie Ben, whatever his name is, he's gonna work with me.
Ben Sage.
He's gonna edit it. and I'm gonna go ahead and do it, and hopefully we'll get a commentator going on. I need a commentator to make it more interesting. So that's my part in this. I'm not part of any league. Several leagues contacted me. They wanted me. They were like, "Please, Dre, we'll pay you $1 million a year." But I was like, "Nah, man. I'm gonna only do the media and the content."
The cool thing with it right now, the difference is that when it drops on Oculus, and I think I made this point somewhere else, but when it drops on Oculus, we as the community kind of lose a little bit of our jello, our ability to kind of make the community how we want and play the game how we want. I mean, I've said this before in the chat too, like there's a time that someone was trying to learn something and I was like, cease fire, right in the middle of B there. I was like, cease fire. And both teams were just like, it was within 5 seconds, there was no more shots. And I was like, well, that's pretty cool that I could just like actually get everybody to just chill out for a second and trust each other and like learn some shit, you know? And that's what's so cool about it right now. And this league is that we get to decide how it works. No one's getting a trophy. Maybe there'll be a trophy. I don't fucking think so, but there'll be recognition, a tag or something. I don't know if we even have the ability to do that.
If I'm involved, there will definitely be a championship belt, and to guarantee you, bro. I guarantee you. So let's get into what happened. Like, so just the other day when all this is unfolding, everybody's finding out. Everybody wakes up to their Discord and sees that there's some activity going on. And what was that activity, Fathead? Because you were the one that started this fire off.
Yeah, well. See, that was the curator account is what started things off because like people were saying, like Despair originally had a Puff profile, I think is what he called it. It was called Puff something.
Yeah. The
Puff Clan, and he was talking, and then I was like, I got to get in on this, and I made the curator just because I ended up curating this group of fucking pros, and then I started talking shit to people, but not like talking shit, but like playfully, you know, like trying to make us a fucking fire.
Yeah.
And yeah, it worked. But at first it didn't. It worked against us, you know what I mean? Like we WWF had fake conversations like telling each other
with
that
each other.
Yeah. And so yeah, it was in good fun.
So the curator, what did the curator post in general that caused the chat to start to roll?
I said that we were gonna start a clan. Oh, pretty much everything I just said about it all just being in good fun. We were just trying to make a group at first to test the fucking Oculus Quest party system. Is why I initially was looking for people. You know, I just wanted to see if it worked in the game, and it didn't. And then we had to go in a group on Discord to test it because we were, trying to fucking be able to actually have your own voice channel for your team in game. And then we ended up just killing so bad in that game when we teamed up that we were just like, oh fuck, man, we gotta do this more often. And then we were like, well, we're all running different situations, the HH, the geezers, we're all running this different stuff and we want to keep doing that. And I was like, let's just fucking make up a different theme and be different people every time, man. We don't have to be ourselves on this right now because it's still, an alpha stage. But people were just more shocked because I just said, like, yeah, this is Fathead at the end of it. And I had just that Shrubly Numpkins, which is just, another young dude that's doing his best and he's kicking ass out there. And he was calling out the curator, and so that just happened to coincide with it.
Well, you said in your chat a few other people's names too, because I was surprised to see. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say that post was a shock to me because you kind of told me to go look at it, and then I was asking you like, why'd you change your clan and everything. But, anyways, you called out some other people, and I was kind of shocked when you said those other people, and I found out that other HHers were in this new league.
It'd be nice if Chapel was around, but at the same time, it's not as big of a deal. Like, it's not a big deal at all. You know what I mean? Moderation and Maverick and fucking Jax are still doing shit over at HH. Moderation's fucking kind of taking over for Chap, and it's fucking working out fucking good. And Moderation's fucking the shit. And I've played with him a bunch when we were drunk late at night. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning for me, 1 o'clock in the morning for him, or some shit. We're just both wasted, killing each other.
Okay, and then so what let's pick up from what happened yesterday. So everybody was kind of tripping out. like you said, other HH members were coming out on our own Discord saying that like they felt bad for having to go behind people's back. I was surprised. I just had popcorn and I was just amazed at looking at everybody's chat, and people were like, other members were like shocked, like, wait, what was going on? And
well, one thing that we talked about in the Elite was that that we didn't want to like fucking have anyone be actually like upset with us personally, like, because they weren't trying to be deceitful, but at the same time, to get our little planned thing to work, we kind of like had to bullshit. That's why we were always like, when we were in the games, we were so friendly, like in the lobbies and shit, and like everyone got on that button together and put our bodies within each other. Like we were all part of each other for a moment, and so I don't know, it's gonna be just fine. There's no controversy.
Well, because a few members, they were saying like, oh, well, I understand if you want us to leave, and then other members were like, I feel bad, but it's nothing really. And it's the members who were not.
Well, they do have a right to be like a little upset, because I understand. I 1000% get their position, because the thing is like,
it's a little
we we fucking fake talked shit to them and played against them, and it was a hell of a fight, and they were just kind of betrayed. Like, why didn't you just tell us and we could have just scrimmaged? It's like, well, because we were, having fun with this dumb shit.
Yeah.
Just being pothead, being stupid, and
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a ride or die type of guy, and I like to, like, I always rep my crew, my team, whatever.
Mhm.
I'm the type of person, but I'm also the type of person that, even though I don't like you or I don't agree with your perspective, I'm still gonna work with you or pay attention to you, or like,
Right.
not just
Yeah.
underestimate you. But
No doubt.
it's a little bit of a betrayal. You think like a lot of, like, so let's get into the reactions from the people who were not part of the elites. They were shocked. They were kind of but they felt a little betrayed, because they thought if anything was going to come to tournament or league, it was going to be HH, and always the competition was honest, and there was nothing going on. I think people felt like they were played. You know what I mean? Like they were just played like kind of like pawns in a game.
Yeah, the big bishop, the piece that moved out that kind of threw off the balance of things is Chappie, and
everybody keeps saying it's he left not for this reason. Let's just say that.
oh yeah, no, not even at all. No, I didn't even realize he had left. I mean, I have now noticed, but I don't know what's going on. Obviously, I hope for the best for him, and he was gonna be a pretty crucial part of this whole like reveal, like, because we didn't want to do that shit forever. We didn't want to just like fucking have fake profiles and fuck with people. You know what I mean? It got boring. So him being around would have helped, but I think everyone should just be okay. It's not a big deal.
Well,
let's keep, dude. Like shortly after that, I've played games with almost every HH person I know since then, and we've just fucking had a good time. You know what I mean?
so you think the game should just be a game, and
Fucking right.
don't worry
Every game's
about
just a game. That phrase itself is fucking. You got to live by that. Fucking. It's just a game.
But you don't feel anything.
Don't be breaking shit.
You don't feel anything for the homies, for the friends that you've been riding.
Well, I do. I understand the position completely of like not understanding like why would you do it in the first place, but it's because it was fun to do, to like have it was a small group formed off of many different groups on accident. I was just trying to get the quest system to work, and we became a little fucking group of fucking bullshit on the side. Chapo liked being a leader. He liked having his shit. Kem is a fucking fantastic media expert of a leader of Geezer. He likes doing that. He wants to do that. That's why this league that's starting is able to accommodate to both things. And since I'm technically the leader of Elite, I just felt like, well, I should probably be the one that leaves HH. Jax, Maverick, hang out, fucking keep helping, keep fucking running the show there. When this game releases, if HH is still fucking kicking ass and they're doing that, they may choose to go that route, and Elite will cease to be anything. and it doesn't matter to me at all because I'll just be a mercenary pretty much at heart until the end of time. You know, I'll fucking play with anyone that wants to play. I'll kill anyone that wants to get shot, and I'll die a million times, and I'll laugh every time and tell you good kill. You know, I just fucking like playing it. It's a good game. There's a lot of good people, and I just happened upon a group of really fucking badass people, and we just figured 10 was enough, and that's it.
So the names when they were saying like spot taken but not revealed yet, it's because those
We hadn't
players those
spoken to Chapo.
those players hadn't revealed to their clans that they are part of this league yet. Because I'm pretty sure that the
Yeah.
controversy kind
Yeah,
of
well, it was more just Maverick and Chapo. Maverick didn't. He was like, "Yo, I really wanted to wait for Chapo. You know, this would have been easier." Like he wanted to talk to Chapo before he went and said anything, but we wanted to get the league going, so it's just kind of like, well, then we'll just say to be announced. And then once everything was going down in HH, with people actually kind of being upset a little bit about it,
and so
I said that Chapo. That's when I said that Chapo was part of it because I just know him well enough at this point to know that he's an honest person. And like I don't think he was like happy about having to like fuck around, but at the same time, he was having a good time doing it. You know what I mean?
So I was only, I don't know exactly what you mean. And so I was only a part of the HH, obviously, conversation. Do you know if the other people in the other clans had the same problems or same issues in their chats and their
Geezer didn't. No, they're all. I mean, because that's part of what you're signing up for, being a geezer. You're pretty much saying right as you're joining, like, hey, I'm gonna play this because it's awesome. Can I play it with somebody? And so. Yeah, no, they took it fine in there. A couple of people had guessed throughout, the month and a half or whatever. A lot of people had sent personal messages to different ones of us and stuff, telling us about it. And then I told Odd the day before I released it on the general. I was like, hey, Odd, just so you know, I'm fucking the curator. I was never like meaning to fuck with you too hard. And he's like, "Oh, you fucker! You son of a bitch!" I'm like, "I'm sorry,"
That's
but
cool.
yeah, I mean,
so just we only have a few more minutes because I don't want to go too much longer past an hour.
Dude,
if you're down to come back on, I'm down to have you.
The picture of the curator, that's me with Morgan Freeman's face, man.
Oh shit! Okay,
that's one of my favorite pictures.
You did a face swap or something?
Yeah, I had a face swap on it. I think it was Snapchat. And fucking yeah, it was good shit.
So just to follow up is everybody in the HH, we just figure, you know what, if it can't be a competition clan, then we're at least a family. We really enjoy each other's company and each other's personalities, so we're just gonna stay where we're at.
And I'll always think of HH as Olive Garden. You know what I mean? I'll always do some Vin Diesel and Fast and the Furious with you guys. I'm the guy that was supposed to be dead, man. I'm the Japanese guy that died in Fast and Furious that like comes back. I'll come back from the dead in HH someday, maybe.
I understand completely you being how you are, why you took off, but I mean, obviously, you always could come and kick it or hang out. Or we're not gonna talk shit. But
no doubt.
Yeah, man.
I'll kill shit with. And man, I'll always fucking heed the call too. If HH needs somebody, I'll fucking, like I said, I'm a mercenary, man. But the thing is, I'm a free mercenary. You need some shit, I'll come in there and teach some stuff. You ping me and you need teaching, I'll come fucking teach you some shit. I'll come in there and be your bodyguard. I'll help set up dude, we've got so many mini games that we've planned in Elite, like things that we've brainstormed to come up with, and we're gonna release those once private servers come out. And just get some fun things going on in the community rather than, just going in there and fighting. And I encourage everyone at the end of my matches nowadays to fucking be nice. Be a decent human. If kids are screaming, that's life. You were a kid and you screamed. So best way to properly go about it is just be nice to them and ask them if they could maybe tone it down a little bit and say, I'd really like to not have to mute you. Can you just chill, quit saying stuff, screaming. And if they don't oblige, then you mute them. And, just be nice. Teach if you know, ask if you don't. It's pretty much what I live by.
I don't think there's any matches set up yet for the league, but stay tuned for more information on
Soon.
that. Hopefully, I can have L on or anybody else from the league on. But this Dasher series will be about different players and their techniques and style. Fathead, if you come back on, I would appreciate it. I would love to get more into it, more talk,
Fuck yeah, man.
talk more, and then we can get into your video gameplay. That's another thing I want to do is talk to the player about their gameplay, and we can review some of their gameplay. We didn't have time with this one because there was so much information, so much. I don't want to say drama because he doesn't like that word, but so much story,
Well, no, it's just like
so much story to get through.
it's just fucked up, man.
Fathead, any shout outs?
Fucking everybody. And I've shouted out everybody before on the main chat. Everybody's my shout out. Keep kicking ass. All you kids that are fucking acting mature and being role models to the other younger generation that you're playing with, keep fucking doing that. Keep being awesome. Don't spread negativity. Spread positivity, because the louder the positive people are, the harder it is for these negative fuckers to ruin everything for all of us.
Hey, shout out your dog back there.
That's fucking Brutus and Buddha, man. Everyone's probably heard me shout at Buddha. That's Brutus there. But everyone's probably heard me say, "Shut the fuck up, Buddha," in some game at some point.
He heard you. She came out the door like, what the? He came out the door like, what the fuck? All right, man. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for doing this for me. I appreciate your time and your effort. I'm Dre Day all day. www.superaudionetwork.com. You can catch past episodes. You can catch tickets when our unopened mic finally returns. Coming soon. We're almost there. Stand-up comedy. Get your tickets there. You can also get new gear. We just released brand new Super Audio mugs. Two girls, one up, and we got brand new hats. The new Final Fight edition. These are trucker hats with the net in the back. So So support the network by buying the gear and all that stuff. Check it out. Go to the website, www.superaudionetwork.com. Subscribe, tell your friends, all that good stuff. And check out Hyperdash, coming soon to Oculus Quest, to store. But for right now, get it on SideQuest. Thank you, Fatheads. Appreciate your time and everything.
Yeah,
and let's get the fuck out of here. Peace.
The best part of waking up is two girls and one up.